Good afternoon, everyone. It is David Schlotthauer here in the Home Weather Office for Sunday, June 25th, 2023. In this video update, we are going to be looking at the entire United States because there are significant weather pattern changes that you need to be aware of if you're living across the desert Southwest, including the western half of the U.S., with record-breaking hot weather that is anticipated, where some areas could have temperatures at or above 115, maybe even 120 degrees. Now, if you're new and you like these updates, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and sharing this video with your family and friends on social media. So here's a look at your forecast the week ahead, all the way through the entire week leading up to 4th of July weekend. That is the weekend before 4th of July, because there's big changes coming that you need to be aware of. So we're going to start off looking at June the 24th here. We have a weather system that is going to be moving across. Actually, this is right now, basically. Showers, thunderstorms moving across the upper Midwest, portions there of the northern plains. Big time severe weather across the upper Midwest, stretching across Arkansas and the Ozarks, where there is strong tornadoes potentially today, along with damaging hail and damaging winds. So that's going to continue all the way through tomorrow, with the Northeast getting in on most of the action with severe weather that is anticipated as this upper level low and surface low disturbance move continuously towards the east. So going all the way into Monday morning, Monday afternoon here for June the 26th. Yep, there is more showers, more thunderstorms that are anticipated, with more big severe weather potential, with damaging winds that will likely be the main threat, along with marginally to slight risk for severe hail over the eastern seaboard and the northeast. The pattern gets a little calmer for some locations though, but again, it's been just a lot of showers and below normal temperatures for the northeast lately, with warm to hot temperatures for the deep south. More on that in a little bit, with more showers arriving across the southern Canada, western Canada, including for the Pacific Northwest, with another disturbance that will trigger more shower chances, more monsoon activity that is going to pop up each afternoon. This is for Wednesday. This is for Thursday. More showers, more monsoonal activity that is anticipated for the central northern Rockies, with more disturbances, as there are some perturbations within the mid-level flow that's going to bring in more chances of showers and storms for Wisconsin, including for the Northeast. Let's go forward here all the way through Friday and even into Saturday here. We're going to still see, again, the same amount of activity, with more severe weather opportunities for the Midwest, for the upper Midwest, for the eastern seaboard, including for portions here of the high plains right along the rim of the Rocky Mountains. As again, we have a lot of moisture, we got some shear, we got some lift that is going to be on the increase. So now, we talked about the precipitation, but the biggest deal of this video, the biggest headline that is, will be just how hot it is going to get for California, for much of the western half of the U.S. We've been spoiled lately, but we're not going to be spoiled for too much longer by the time we go into the end of this week. So by like June the 30th, July the 1st and 2nd, we could be seeing temperatures that could approach daily, if not monthly records in some areas. So very, very hot temperatures are not out of the question, especially for California, Nevada, and even for western Arizona. So let's go into that. And of course, the continuation of very hot temperatures for Texas. Not anytime soon will you get a break. It's going to last for a while here. So this is for tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures across much of the Midwest and the deep south here, including the south central U.S., including for Texas. Temperatures at or above 105 degrees. So it's been like that for a while. Excessive heat warnings, heat advisories, those are going to stay around for a few more days. So you're not going to get any relief whatsoever. I feel bad for a lot of you that live in the deep south, where, I mean, it's been hot for too long. I mean, can you guys get a break, please? Doesn't look like you're getting a break anytime soon. The desert Southwest, you're going to be baking in the hot weather, with Phoenix that could come close to about 105 to 110 degrees on your Monday. By Tuesday, though, you're going to see temperatures still very hot for Texas, for Oklahoma. Not going to get any better, with temperatures in the 80s and upper 70s across the northern tier of the United States. And of course, temperatures probably in the upper 80s to lower 90s if you're in Florida, Georgia area. still comfortable across California. But like I said, the pattern is going to change in a hurry by the time we go into Wednesday and Thursday, and you can see it right here. Very hot temperatures expanding all the way into Kansas City, into southwestern Missouri, into all of Texas, Louisiana, under this big heat dome of high pressure that's going to keep the temperatures very hot. And then look at what comes for California. By Thursday, temperatures will reach the upper 90s to near right around 100 degrees. For Sacramento to the north, Yuba City, Redding, Red Bluff could have temperatures at or above 100 degrees. And then, of course, for Arizona, a little bit cooler, but still very hot back here in the Midwest and the Deep South. I mean, you're not going to get a break with temperatures here in Canada in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Now, it's really when we get into Friday, we'll kind of do a zoom in for the western or the desert southwest here in a little bit, but very hot temperatures for California with temperatures over 100. And then, of course, for Texas, Oklahoma, temperatures are going to be at or above 100 degrees, just maybe below 100 in some areas like Houston. If you're in, say, Corpus Christi, if you're in McAllen in Texas, should be seeing some cooler weather. And then hopefully cooler weather arrives just in time for your 4th of July here. 4th of July is pretty far out, but we will extend the reach now to July the 2nd. Yes, much cooler weather arriving, that is, for a lot of folks, with temperatures that are going to be in the upper 80s to lower 90s across Texas, Oklahoma, and probably for Arkansas. But more on this when we get into another portion of the video. Very, very hot temperatures for the West. In fact, let's kind of switch gears and look at that, because I mean it's going to warm up, and we have not seen a heat wave this serious in a while. Okay, so let's go forward here. This is for Monday. This is for tomorrow. Again, closer zoomed in view here over Phoenix, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, right around 107 to 110. Flagstaff, probably in the upper 80s to lower 90s. California, not too bad. And then let's go into Tuesday and then into Wednesday. We're just going to fast forward this because it gets to be a big issue by the time we go into Thursday when temperatures really warm up here. Right around 100 to maybe 108 degrees in many areas in the Central Valley. Not so bad for Arizona, but that comes later. By the time we go into Friday is when the real deal comes. That's when the real heat builds in. Arizona, Palm Springs, if you are in Flagstaff, 95 degrees. Phoenix, about 108, possibly 110 degrees in Palm Springs. This is from the Euro, by the way. This is a model that's pretty conservative, and it really worries me to see these temperatures pretty warm. If you're in Needles, if you are in Las Vegas, right around 104 degrees. Look at this, 110 to 111 in Yuba City and Red Bluff. Bakersfield, Fresno, maybe at 108 degrees. Then look at this for Saturday. Possibly even hotter. Yeah, 114, 115. There is some darker reds here that indicate temperatures could be at 118 degrees. I mean, that's from the Euro. I mean, this is obnoxious. This is really concerning. And then temperatures down here in the desert southwest, 112, 115, maybe 118 degrees. Yeah, look at this. For Bakersfield, 114, Death Valley, maybe 120 plus, and then still really hot here. Look at this. If we just zoom in California, I know I'm getting a little too local here with my forecast, but look at this. This darker colors, 119 degrees on the Euro. That is dangerous. And then 118, 119 still for portions of the Central Valley. If this comes to verification, we're going to see some all-time records for the month of July, and definitely some daily records being beaten and destroyed because of how warm these temperatures are going to be. So now, I did want to show you, let me go back to my southwest sector really quickly. I wanted to show you all the GFS model just to prove you my point that it's not just the Euro model that is showing this, it is also the GFS. So let's go to here. Yeah, for Saturday, yeah, 110, 115 degrees across the Central Valley. Very hot for the desert southwest. And then look at this. It still continues 115 to 116 degrees. So it's a GFS and the Euro thing that is predicting temperatures this hot. And then look at this. I mean, when we zoom in, let's go and look at closer look. 117 degrees in Fresno, maybe 118 degrees near Red Bluff and Yuba City. So both of these global deterministic models are really outlining a pretty serious heat wave that we have not seen possibly since Labor Day of 2022. I'm not trying to hype this up, folks, but I mean, there's consistency here, and I'll show you my point on this. When we get to this point, I will show you just how consistent things have been. All right, so now another product that I like to look at is 850 millibar temperatures, and you probably are wondering, why is David looking at the 850 millibar temperatures? We don't live at that level if you're at sea level. But this is basically the boundary layer, the average boundary layer height. So when we get warmer air aloft, so imagining when it cools down at night, the land cools off rapidly, we get radiational cooling. But when we have warm air alofts, like say temperatures in mid to upper 80s overnight, sometimes that happens during the summer months here in the Central Valley. Well, when we have temperatures that warm, we're able to mix that air out very quickly. So we're able to warm those surface temperatures much quicker than say if there is colder air aloft where there's a lot more deeper mixing. So the air is not going to warm up as quickly once that boundary layer has mixed out nicely. And that means when we don't have an inversion, all right? So that's why sometimes there will be haze in the morning. That haze will mix out because we have now mixed out that inversion from the morning hours. And so the colder air aloft means the temperatures are likely to not be as warm during the day. Even so the sun might be very high, we're able to mix that out earlier and even things out versus a very hot air mass. We're able to warm up those temperatures awfully quick once the sun comes up. So let's take a look at this and see with what we have. So I'm going to fast forward this all the way through, say Tuesday. We can see where the hot air mass is all the way across the four corners. Got cooler air loft still remaining over California. That's why, again, our highs are not going to be in the triple digits through Wednesday or even Thursday. But it's once we get into Thursday and Friday, see this air mass right here really warms up. So now we're talking temperatures in the mid 20s in Celsius. So that is the low 80s at about 5,000 feet up above the surface. And then look at this, by Friday, we're in the upper 20s to near 30 Celsius. So that's going to get our temperatures in the surface to be very warm, right around 105, maybe 110 degrees. And look at this, even warmer perhaps, 31, 32 Celsius up there in Red Bluff at 850 millibars. And again, that's very warm at 5,000 feet. So when you go down to the surface, because there's more air molecules, the air warms up more quicker because of the land, we're going to have temperatures really, really hot. All right, when we look at the GFS model, we can see this well outlined. This is for, again, Saturday. Let's go into Sunday. And look at this. 30 to 31 Celsius over California, 34 Celsius over the desert Southwest. So that's what I'm talking about. We're going to have some really hot temperatures. Look at this, 33 Celsius in Redding. That could really put temperatures at or above, say, 117, 118 degrees during the day. So keep that in mind. I mean, you might cool off a little nicely at night, but get ready. It heats up very quickly during the day, because again, we're mixing out that cooler air quicker since we have a shallower inversion. That is cold air underneath very warm air. Okay, so let's now take a look here at our full screen. So now the question is, how consistent have the global computer models been as far as this upcoming heat wave goes? Well, they've been pretty consistent and awfully concerning. Now, even so it's 105, that is at the point of the forecast. That's in Sacramento, basically, that you're looking at here in my local area. And we can see when we go up on this chart, I'm going to explain this as quickly as I can because I don't want to take too much time. Simply, if you go up this way, the later the forecasts are. Okay, so these are previous forecasts, old forecasts from that particular model run. This is our latest model, so I'm going to highlight this in yellow. Oops, not that. Let's go and use our highlighter here. I'm going to highlight this in yellow. This right here is our latest forecast. Can't miss it right there. Okay, this is one forecast to go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forecasts ago. So 9 model runs ago. Sacramento was going to be 98 degrees on the 30th of June. Okay, versus now, it's going to be 105 degrees on the 30th of June. And take note, the uptrend here with the last 3 model runs. So hopefully that explains this very well. So what I'm telling you is there is quite a bit of consistency here. Beyond Wednesday, we're really going to turn up the heat awfully quickly. And now it looks like we're going to get in some real heat for the weekend of 4th of July. Well, July 4th weekend, I should say, the holiday weekend, with temperatures that are going to be in the low to mid 60s, even upper 60s at night. So that's a look at Sacramento. Let's take a look now at Fresno. We all know how Fresno can get during these heat waves, and wow, very, very hot. Temperatures at or above 110 degrees from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, this goes all the way out to Tuesday now, 4th of July. It could be 111 degrees in Fresno. Overnight lows, look at these, mid 70s. So yeah, look at your overnight lows the next few nights, low to mid 50s. But look at this, low to mid 70s. So you're going to really warm things up during the day and during the night. And now when we look at Redding, it can't get any hotter than this. 116 degrees, and this is pretty solid. The last few model runs from the Euro have been quite consistently showing temperatures at or above 115 degrees. That's very dangerous. I mean, you cannot be outside at all very long in that, and if you are, you might want to drink plenty of water because it's going to be very hot and ridiculous, unbearable outside. And if you do jump in any of the rivers, keep in mind the water is going to be pretty cold because we're going to add more snowfall runoff. Overnight lows in Redding in the mid to upper 70s. That's in Northern California. Right now you're dealing with nice temperatures overnight in the low to mid 60s, but that will be changing pretty quickly. Now, one other forecast. This is out of Phoenix, Arizona. Now, this is not very consistent. And what I mean by that, well, if we looked at this forecast 10 model runs ago, well, we thought maybe it would be 114 degrees in Arizona. Well, the latest models now have Arizona, like Phoenix, about 108 to 110 degrees all the way through Friday. And it looks like this heat wave has been pushed back a little bit when we look at this forecast. You can see right here how this kind of bends further away. For now, it looks like July 1st through the 5th, you're going to have the hottest weather. But overnight lows, definitely you can bet on some warm overnights there in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Well, I sure hope this video helped you out a lot, folks. Again, I just pray for the people that are in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, that have dealt with way too much heat already, excessive heat warnings out there with heat indexes that could reach up above 115 degrees, and prayers go out to the people that are getting impacted by severe weather. I know we didn't touch upon that very much in this video, but of course, in the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, just be aware severe weather is coming, and it's going to continue for the eastern seaboard to tomorrow. But on the side effect of the heat, it's going to be building across the west. Again, we're talking temperatures that, again, will be very hot. We have not experienced a heat wave like this yet, and pray for me that I am not going to get dehydrated at all during this heat wave. I work outside, believe it or not, on Friday and Saturday during the peak of the heat. Woohoo! At least I work in the morning, so hopefully when I start at 6:30 in the morning, it won't be that hot until later on in the day. But anyways, folks, that is going to do it with this video. If you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing, hitting me up on Twitter, Facebook. I will have more weather discussions locally if you follow me on the Facebook page, Sacramento Weather Office. You can follow me there. There's a link in the description below this video. But that's going to sum it up. I'll see you back here tomorrow with another update on this egregious heat wave.